All right. There are times when you just want to make sense of something. So you go ahead, you get it, and you think it's the most ridiculous thing, and you own it because it's just one of those things you find funny, and, well, you like it because of it being funny and slightly ridiculous. Today, I have for you a ColdSteel. Not just any ColdSteel. So let's talk blades. That's what we're into. What I got for you today is the ColdSteel Recon 1 Micro. No, it does not come with this attachment. I added this attachment to it because it's that small. This is what you'll be getting if you purchase this knife. And yes, this does not break the bank. It even comes with a key ring that you can attach yourself. It's $19.19 on Amazon. So if you want one and it's keychain knife, why not? So here it is in all of its glory, this little guy. Recon 1. ColdSteel, yes, it is AUS 8. You don't need any other steel for a knife this size. You just don't. It's just so small. This thing is tiny. But I got it because I liked ColdSteel and what they had to offer. And yeah, you do get a pretty decent grip for something so small. I mean, there's jimping up here and a little bit of jimping down here. And no, it is not. I don't think it is carbon fiber. G10. It's plastic. But it's still a very durable plastic. So you got nothing to worry about on that. You get a pretty decent grip on something like this. So I have to be honest with you. I found it funny. A friend actually introduced it to me. He pulled it out of his pocket. And he was like, I'm going to, give me your money. And I just looked at him and I started laughing. I was like, what is that? What is that? And he handed it to me. And I was like, no way, it's a freaking ColdSteel. It's a ColdSteel. I was blown away by it. I've never heard of it. And he knew that I was a knife guy, and he is sort of a knife guy. He's more of a watch guy than a knife guy, but he had this on his keychain, and it was a detachable keychain, which is where I got the idea from, actually. And I'm looking at it and looking at it. I was like, no way. So here it is. This is where it stems from, the original Recon 1. And everybody knows this knife. All right? Full length, 4-inch blade, humongous handle, great grip. It's just a good knife. Just a good knife. I've had the pleasure of carrying this, and I love carrying this knife. I just don't carry it as often because I just don't need a knife in this caliber all the time. And here's its little buddy that's been shrunken down. Ta-da. And yeah, it comes in other forms, other flavors. You got the Tonto tip, I think a bead blasted blade finish. There's a few of them. I even heard that there's one with the actual pocket clip on it, kind of like the little dragonfly for Spyderco. But I'm not entirely sure about that. That was just something that someone said to me. I don't know if that's something he customized on his own, which I'm assuming that he did. I doubt that they actually have one of these guys with a pocket clip on it. But hey, you never know. I never really tried looking. So they do sell this knife on Amazon for literally under $20. So $19.19 for this little guy. If you want a keychain knife, or if you're looking for something that's not as big, intrusive, and scary like this, because, you pull this out and you are instantly Jason Voorhees. And then you pull this guy out and you're like little grandma. Like, oh, all I need to do is just open up a pack of hot dogs, or whatever the hell you're going to do with this little guy. This does sport their triad lock, even though it's big lock here. You got this little triad lock right here. And what I kind of want to do, and I think I'm going to do it later on, I want to do a destruction test after I buy one that's not, that I'm not going to want to break. I would like to do a destruction test just to see how strong this thing is, this little guy is. Because, if you watch the videos on how strong their triad locks are on their normal ColdSteel knives, it makes you ever so curious to see how strong this little guy would be. assuming that it can take the pressure, because this is plastic, and I don't know if it's their grivery, you know? I don't know if it's their plastic. I'm assuming it is their military grade plastic. I don't think it's just some off-brand China plastic, but hey, you never know. Or Taiwan, excuse me. So if you're into that sort of thing, you might want to look into a little keychain knife if you just want one just for giggles, or if you're looking for a knife that is strictly as minimal as you can get, which is this. We'll go into the specs of this knife just to show you how much it weighs, and the length and all that, so you know what to expect when you spend a tiny, teeny fortune on this little guy. Come on. There, whatever, I'll just put it on there. So it's wavering around 1.36 ounces. I'll just do it that way. I think I need to... I'll fix that later. And then I'll go ahead and get to the length of it. You're looking at a 1.34 inch blade with a 4 3/8 handle, and with it closed, that is a very strong lock for a little guy like this big. 2 3/4 inches. And of course I'm not adding this. You do get the ring with this knife, so just in case you do want to throw it on a keychain, you can actually do that. It comes with the ring. It doesn't come with this. I added this on myself. I think I bought this little connector, this little detachable keychain add-on thing. I bought it from Walmart, and then this came from one of my old little camping gears that I had. It was in a junk box forever, and I just decided to go ahead and throw it on this just to make it, so that way you can actually... I don't want to lose this guy, so this is just going to be... I just added it on there just for the heck of it. So it stays on there. It's pretty decent. I haven't really carried it that much. I think I've carried it on my keychain for a little while, which is why you see little nicks and scuffs on the side of the blade right here. Of course, I carried this alongside of carrying the Talon 2, so that way I can use my Talon for self-defense, or keep it as self-defense and not use it as an EDC, and use this little guy for EDC tasks, opening smaller things, So I just found it to be good for that too. If you're looking for how wide it is, 8.5 on the handle and a 2.0 on the blade. And is there any liners in there? I don't know. I'm actually curious about that. I doubt that there is, and there are not. It's just straight plastic material and lock. So it's one of those little funny things. And how sharp is it? I think we can check it out. Why not? Get some paper. And I have, like I said, I barely use this. So, oh, it's dull already. Oh no. I think it's because the blade is so small. So it's not hair-poppingly sharp. It does have a decent edge on there. Could it be a better edge? Yeah, I think it could. But for a keychain knife, it still cuts, so it's not that bad. I mean, considering the fact that the blade is probably no bigger than a quarter, or maybe a little bit bigger than a quarter, probably about a $half size. But it's just funny. I mean, compared to the original Recon 1, this little guy it just dwarfs, the Recon 1 dwarfs the little mini one. But it's a good, it's a good knife. This little guy is a good knife too. If you're interested in it and you want a little $20 keychain knife and you don't want to spend the crazy amount of money on a Dragonfly or a Cricket from Spyderco, this is probably the best alternative. Like I said, they have a few other versions out there, a few other ones that you can choose. You don't have to get this exact one if you don't want to. I just thought it was really funny. And the black, when it's all blacked out, it looks even smaller. So, just, I don't know. It makes me laugh every time I look at it because it's just so ridiculous. Like, what are you gonna do? What you gonna do, man? I don't know. Anyways, if you like this video, slash that like, stab that subscribe, and I will love you guys for it. If you do that for me, I will eat a whole sandwich today. See you guys in the next one.